Hey there, my name's Dr. Knot. It is so quiet. If there's one thing I should say about this game, we need a little more sound. Like some music. I need some jolly music as I am traipsing through whatever this is supposed to be. The wastelands of the Seven Serpents. Okay, so what are our options here? Last time we left off, we stumbled down the cliff into the open expanse of nothingness, and we can go strike out that way, head north, the blasted tree, that's what that is apparently, along the road, or the marked cliff. So, as you can see, we have 5 stamina. I need more. We have a lot of gold. That's nice. I'm curious about this cliff. Let's go this way. What is so marked about it? You follow the ancient road back to the edge of the cliff. The sun is hot now. There is no way up the cliff face from here. I thought you... Oh, it's not actually marked? Like, okay. The cliff face is covered with pock marks and raised lumps, as though it was once ornately carved. But nothing now remains. You look back northwards. Well, that was great. So the road west, that's where we were. Let's go to the tree. Leaving the shadow of the cliff, you step out across the plain. Heat beats down from an empty sky. After a while of walking, you see something to break the monotony. Too tall and thin for a skewer of rock or a building, you cannot place it until you get close. It is a single tree, leafless and dead, tilting from the desolate soil. How would I climb into the branches? I don't know, but let's do it. Thinking you could get a better view of the land from the upper branches, you swing yourself onto the lowest bough, then up onto the next. God, we have 4 stamina. A moment later, you are on the ground with a painful thump. You didn't slip, you reached for a branch, and suddenly it was not there. The tree must be the last remnant of an ancient forest, though why this particular trunk has survived when all the others fell is not clear. And that is not all. A rope ladder hangs from one of the higher branches of the tree. Okay, let's do that. You scramble up the rope ladder to get a view across the lands, but the branches seem to be alive, twisting and bending as you climb. They are closing in around you like a trap. Let's cut them away. Okay, we just got hurt again. This is not going well. You draw your broadsword and attempt to cut to the branches away, but they move and bend out of the reach of your sword. A moment later, another branch draws backwards behind you and releases, knocking you painfully to the ground. For a moment, you hear a sound almost like a laugh. Who's there? You demand. Stranger, the voice is faint yet echoing. Stranger! 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 Show yourself, you demand. There is no response. Surely this land is a desert. You are entirely alone. Or are you? You look up into the branches of the tree to find the bare twigs have curved themselves into a human face, an old man's face, that looks down at you with an overturned mouth. Stranger, tree face declares wistfully, you are lost. So that's what I'm dealing with now. Great. What makes you say I am lost? All who enter this place are lost, the face replies sadly. This is a land accursed. Every soul within is lost. Will you aid me, you ask? The branches flutter and break in a sudden gust of wind, the face disappearing for a moment. You seek the whereabouts of Shadrack the Badubak, the face declares. How do you know this, you demand? The branches flutter and wave. The tree is laughing. I know Shadrack very well, it replies. I have known him for a very long time. Where will I find him, you ask? Turn like a leaf in the morning, the face replies, sighing a deep sorrow of ash and autumn color. To the fishtail rock. He is expecting you. Another strong breeze catches the branches and disturbs them, and when they settle, the face has disappeared. Come back, you shout, but your words have no effect. You wait a short while longer, but it is no good. You walk away from the shade of the tree. Worse for wear, indeed. So I need to go to Shadrack Rock. I wonder what this is. Do you think that's a Shadrack Rock? Shadrack Rock? Is it listed here? No. Unless it's like this massive mountain or something. Okay, what do we have options? I'm not going back. I don't want to go to the middle of the plain. There's going to be no shade. It's going to be bad. Let's go east along the road. I really need to rest. I need something. I need just something. Last food we ate was moss, so, you know. You walk on across the waste until you meet the edge of an old road. The sun is beginning to lower. The air begins to cool. The road snakes across the dust bowl. In the near distance, you make out something through the haze. Not a tower, but a spire of rock. It seems to flicker strangely. From behind you, a voice says, "Excuse me." You turn around to find the road deserted. There is no one in sight in any direction. "Hearing voices, are you?" Lorag asks dryly. "Lorag," you demand, "what was that?" "An echo," the wizard replies. "One that has been rolling around this valley for hundreds of years, never quite able to escape." "An echo cannot last for hundreds of years," you tell him firmly. "That rather depends on the nature of the walls," the wizard replies. "Don't they call this place the Pit of Badubak?" Cold wind whistles around you. Plains feel suddenly far emptier than a moment before. Continue along the ghost road. See, Lorag's actually not bad to have along. Although he's gonna like make fun of us every once in a while, he actually gives us some information, and it makes it a little more interesting, in my opinion. My onion opinion. Head east. You follow the old road. The sun begins to dip, heading towards the horizon. The road forks here, with the main path snaking up the mountainside to the east. Rocks have tumbled down the slope and all but covered the road. Looking north, the road winds along the rocky edges of the foothills. A particularly impressive stone stupa stands out a little way along. I think I want to go that way, but let's see what happens here. You cast your gaze east towards the towering Badubak Ridge. The main peak is lost in haze, at the end of the long winding road that climbs the slope. Stones shift and move underfoot as you walk. Let's go this way. I don't want to climb up a mountain at dusk. So maybe we can get into some trouble here and die. Probably that's what's going to happen, but you never know. Maybe we'll find the one of 6 friendly souls in this entire freaking universe. The ground underfoot turns into rocks and scree. The sun is sinking and the sky is turning bruise purple. It will be night soon again, already. You pause to rest in the shadow of a large rock spire that sticks from the dirt like a claw through cloth. The rock is a single, shattered spire, perhaps once part of the mountain range to the east, or perhaps driven up through the ground by some geological quirk. The base of the rock is the mouth of a cave. You approach the cave with one hand on your blade. The cave appears to go back some distance into pitch blackness. Someone seems to have scratched a message into the rock inside the cave. It is only just legible and must be ancient. Let's see if we can make some light. What I'm guessing we have to do here. So that would be what? I need the sun jewel to create the sun. Sense danger. I only have 3 stamina, but let's do it. You cast the spell, but the calm voice you were expecting does not appear. Instead, the scholar Lorag's mean and miserable tones fill your mind. "This is an evil place," he remarks. Although it wasn't, until you turned up in it. Then with a cackle of laughter, his voice fades. Okay, so here's a downside of having Lorag in our mind. We don't get the benefits of this, and we lost some stamina. So I'm gonna go inside. In the thin sunlight falling into the cave, you can make out the ancient, scratched message with some difficulty. "Stranger, I am waiting, very long ago. Summon you. Call my name to the skies and I will... Adra." I'm not gonna call the name Adra, that's stupid. You make your way back to the old road that runs past the rock. You must continue your journey, but you are weaker than you realize. Perhaps you should simply rest here for a few hours and regain some strength. Let's. Nice. Gratefully, you seat yourself and enter the meditative state taught to you by your masters. A sensation of great peace enters your body. Night falls and you are worn out. You should find somewhere safe to sleep. Keep going through the night, you will be weaker for it. You stand once more. How about the cave? Why can't I go back to the cave? I had to call out Adra, or else I would... I I feel like we should get out of here, but I'm kind of interested in what in the world that is. If anything happens here, and this doesn't look promising. So I feel like if we go this way... What in the hell? It's gonna be a long time before we get any healings. What in... Wait a minute. What is this? What is happening? That's weird. I wonder if that means anything. These like weird like flows here, or if that's just... Maybe these are the locations of the Seven Serpents, you think? That would be wild. Anyway. Let us head... So the question is north and then maybe get stuck in the plains for a long time, or head south and then east, and maybe find some friends? I don't know. I don't know. Because it looks like up here the closest village of any sort is whatever this is supposed to be. And that just might be too far. But I don't want to climb up mountains, you know, in the middle of the night. So hopefully we can wait till morning, but I'm going to head south. Wait till morning to climb the mountains, that is. You pick your way I was gonna say carefully over the rocks to the edge of an old road. The moon moves slowly across the sky like a lidless eye. The east-west road into the mountains branches north here. The road is almost buried in rubble from the mountain. Which way now? Can we, like, rest? I'm trying to rest. Alright, let's climb the mountain. The rocks underfoot soon turn into a slope, and then the slope gets steeper, until the going is hard and you are heaving for breath. The moon sets. More stars appear. Disregarding the darkness, you begin to make your way higher, climbing into the foothills of the line of mountains that blocks all view to the east. The going is tough, and the stones underfoot are hard and sharp. There is something strange about this spot, however. A few small stones and pebbles are skittering past you down the slope. You reach down and put your hand into the stream of pebbles. They sting and nip at your skin. Most are no bigger than coriander seeds. I feel like we should not keep climbing or sit here. Let's grab a pebble instead. You try to grab a pebble or two, but the ones you catch are too small to be useful for spell casting. That is changing, however. Soon stones the size of your feet are bouncing and clattering down the mountainside. Yeah. You look about you for shelter, should this cascade get any worse, but of course there is nothing. You are on a bare, open rock mountain, except that is for a fissure that you did not notice before. It opens just a little way from where you stand, and may be just large enough to squeeze into. There are more rocks falling now, and larger. I mean, we have to. We're not going to get out of the way of this. You squeeze yourself into the fissure in the rock as the avalanche gathers force. Boulders stampede like buffalo down the slope. We're going to get buried. You lean into the fissure to wait out the rock fall, but then the rock walls either side begin to move. The fissure is squeezing in on itself. Okay, what the hell is happening? You move to climb out of the rock fissure, but the mouth is now too thin to squeeze through. You blow out your breath and try to stretch yourself thin, but you cannot get past the rocks. Oh my god. I'm not dropping my back. You push yourself harder into the narrow, squeezing rock. You make a little progress, but then stick once more. Alright, let's stay in. You pull yourself backwards, but you cannot move. You are stuck. Can I cast a spell? Never mind. You open your arms to try and craft a spell, but there is no enough space. The rock is crushing your ribcage when the ground lurches underneath and you are suddenly spat out across the ground. Okay, you begin to pick yourself up, only to be knocked down again as the whole earth turns sideways. You are rolling all but vertically down the rock slope in a torrent of rocks and boulders. You dig your fingers into the dirt, trying to find purchase, but it is impossible. You are falling. Okay, so this is like active plate tectonics here. Like, we're actively building mountains. What the F is going on? Can't do anything in this place. I can't even walk down a street without, like, losing stamina and getting poisoned and being cursed with stupid wizards in my head. A moment later, you have hit solid ground. Looking up, you see a terror-inducing sight. Well, I probably should look at it. Looming over you is a colossal rock demon. You had been walking across its sleeping back, but now it is awake, and it seems the fissure you took shelter in was the crook of its elbow. Okay, thank God. I was worried it was going to be, another crevasse of some sorts. The demon stamps its foot, only just missing you. Let's get the F out of here. Surely you cannot beat such a creature. You turn and start running, only to hear the thundering footfalls. It is following you. The demon turns its colossal head to glare at you. Its eyes are like open fissures of lava. See, only me. This only happens to me. I just want to go up the side of a mountain just to get over and get some rest. And has anyone else experienced this? You go for a walk on the side of a mountain and you end up waking a rock demon? No, of course not, because this only happens to me. Like, you just can't walk in this game without some horrible, horrible thing happening to you. So wait, is it gaining on me though? I'm just gonna keep running. You put your head down and keep running until you are slipping and sliding down the mountainside. Get out! I didn't get hurt by any of this, which is surprising. You climb down the mountain enjoying the old road. The night air is cold. The air is like ice. You are at the road junction once more. Rocks are strewn across the road. Stones slip and slide underfoot as you walk. Yes, of course. Alright, we're heading north. That just does it. We can't go up the mountain because there's a rock demon blocking the way. So, you scramble back down the slope to the rocks. The cold night lingers on. You're soon back by the rocky spire. The message wanted you to call a name, but what name? Just rest in the cave, yes. You make your way inside the cave and find a dark and safe corner. Setting down your pack on the rocks, you try to stretch out despite the wind. At least you have eaten once already today. You do not need to eat again to avoid hunger, though more food will make you stronger. I'll take it. You lie back and try to forget your troubles. Your last thoughts are the curses of Lorag in your mind. You feel quite safe here, and you do not dream. Fishtail Rock, Day 2. During the past day, you reached the pit of the Backlands and found no new clues. Hey, that's wonderful. When morning comes, you step back out into the empty plain. Sunlight falls into the cave mouth, picking out the message carved on the wall. We're just gonna guess with the name here. No. The message on the cave wall suggested calling out a name, but what name should I call? Okay, actually, if those are our options, let's look at this here quickly. Shadrack the Hermit can help you. He can be found at Fishtail Rock. Is that where we are? Is this Fishtail Rock? Oh, yeah. Okay. Actually, this is Fishtail Rock. Good. Let's try his name. Shadrack! You cry the name across the plains, and the echo of it seems to set off a distant avalanche. Shit, it's the rock demon. The ground begins to shake and rumble, and you stagger to your knees. The very earth is moving, as though it was splitting, or merging back together. You reach down to steady yourself, only to find that grass is growing between your fingers. Whoops. Oh, wow. That's cool. You pick yourself unsteadily to your feet, feeling sick and unwell. Everything around you is the same, but everything is different. The rock has two spires, for one thing. The cave seems smaller and darker, and in a fire pit built into the scrub at its mouth, a fire is burning. From inside, you hear the gentle sound of singing. Not slipping away. You approach the fire. The sound of singing from inside the cave grows louder. Shadrack, you cry, I am here! The singing stops abruptly. There is a coughing and wheezing sound, and then an old man hobbles out from the cave, limping on a stick. This must be Shadrack himself. You recognize the face as that of the tree spirit you met earlier. Ah, it's you, he declares, speaking thickly through his beard. I have been expecting you. He waves a hand around the landscape. Welcome back. What do I want to ask? Welcome back? Just so. You have come a long way, my Analander friend, he smiles. I know your mission, of course. I know all about you. And you know about me, I hope. My name is Shadrack. I need to talk to you, you begin. I believe you can help me. I believe I can, he nods. I know you journey here from Kari. Tell me, how fares that city? You hear the voice of Lorag in your mind, boiling with fury. Kari has been destroyed by goblins, you tell him. He nods sadly. They would not dare, except they know the crown is gone. He strokes his long, thick beard, grubby fingers. The goblins will not stay in Kari long. They will want to travel south, as far from the Archmage as they can go. The goblins of these plains know all too well what the Archmage can do. They travel for Analand? Initially, yes, but Bryce, Ruddlestone, Lendaland, the rest, they will be next. I do not think the goblins will escape Mompang's clutches. They will cause much bloodshed as they try. Goblins are stupid like that. He grabs a handful of dry grass from the ground and tosses it into the fire pit, where it blazes for a moment into flame. He appears to change topic. I must warn you that no one from Analand has ever crossed the Baklands alone and survived. I have been told of Seven Serpents, you reply, and I was told you could aid me. Serpents are most terrible, Shadrack answers. I have often seen them, but they are no mere snakes. Do you know of their legend? Tell me. Shadrack nods. It is said that thousands of years from now, a few years ago for you perhaps, the Archmage of Mompang fought and slew a mighty hydra, which dwelt in the caves of High Zaman. So formidable a foe was this creature that the Archmage took its 7 heads back to Mompang, where he used his dark arts to resurrect them as 7 winged serpents. They became his personal messengers, his assassins, his force in dark places. So they are undead creatures? Not exactly, Shadrack replies. Silver will not harm them, if that's what you are thinking. Rather, each serpent has a spirit to sustain it. It grants a great power, but also a powerful weakness. Discover these weaknesses, and you may be able to defeat the serpents. Unexpectedly, Shadrack stumbles. He smiles at you weakly. Are you unwell, you ask? Perhaps you have a weakness yourself? This whole land is unwell, he replies. I will not be able to stay for very long. He gasps suddenly. Please, ask me what you need to know, and then leave. I'm not going to play Swindlestones. That's this. Do you know the serpent's weaknesses, you ask? He shakes his head. Ah, but those are the most closely guarded of secrets, hidden from simple divination. Please remember, to me, all this is yet to pass. He smiles thinly. But one thing I have seen the air spirit defeated. I can tell you how it was done. You remain silent, gesturing for him to continue. It happened like this. The air serpent, huge and terrible, was transforming its being into a puff of gas that could suffocate and choke its foes. But in this form, its empty body was weak, and when that husk was destroyed, the serpent was also destroyed. Or was destroyed also. Shadrack is shivering slightly now. His face is pale blue and ruddy... His face is pale behind the ruddy beard. I need food. Do you have any food, you ask, thinking practically. Shadrack shakes his head. I am too holy to eat. But if you can reach Kariyama, north of the river, you may be able to eat well there. If it still exists in your time. Most likely it does not. Shadrack coughs and shivers. Friend, he murmurs, I wish I did not have to go, but I must, if I am to close the circle. He gets his stick and pushes himself up to his feet. Just say bye. We don't need to know. Farewell then, and thank you. Shadrack nods. We will meet again. We have already met, I think. He waves a hand at his cave. I have left one more thing for you in there. Travel well. Remember, when you walk through the fields of Ishtara, you are safe from the serpents. But if you do not return to your own time, you will never defeat them. How can I travel between these lands? Look to the beacons, he answers cryptically. If any have survived into your time, we will hold a little of our ancient light still. There's one to the north of here, at least, by the river. Go there. Reaching over, he places his hands on either side of your head, and you feel a great lightness entering your body. That done, he turns and stamps away across the grass. Oh my gosh, look at this. 15? He leaves, heading west across the plains and fading into the hazy dust that hangs in the air. You muse on what you have seen. It seems there is more to the Baklands than there first appeared. You are left alone by the cave mouth once more. You look into the cave again, and this time find a strange horn hanging from a hook on the wall. It is ornately carved from the strange twisting shell, with a hide of leather. It is a gale horn, one of very few in existence. Lift it down with great care. Should I blow it already? I don't know what this does. Place the horn to your lips and blow a note. It is clean and mellow pitched, and makes the air stir with echoes. Silently thank the hermit for his gift. You pause to look around the plain. Thin scrub grass stretches away north and west. To the east, the mountains are shadowing the sun. The whole world seems to have come alive around, but surely this magic cannot last. To the north, you catch a glimpse of the tower Shadrack mentioned, covered in green ivy. West, you notice a young tree that surely wasn't there before. We're definitely going to visit the tree. So, okay, so that weird wispy stuff makes, like, areas of... Like, we're back in time, I believe. So that's interesting. So this is one of those beacons. And I'm guessing this one's a destroyed beacon. I wonder if these circles are destroyed beacons. So would there be any more? There's this one, it looks like it's toppled. Or something. There's this one. Oh, maybe it's not toppled. Maybe there's just one in each direction. Oh no, there are a few. There are a few beacons, and they point in various directions. I'm not sure what that means, but cool. That's pretty sweet. That was really helpful. Like, we needed this stamina really badly. Now I'm not afraid to, like, fight things and whatnot. So I think we'll leave it here for now. We're gonna head to the tree and check it out, because look, we have to. And then we'll head north to the beacon in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.